Yes, welcome to the stream, man. As this City has said here, of course, all this happens when I'm away. What a mental day! Yeah, what a mental day indeed, man. Like genuinely, the last 24 hours, it's just been a bit nuts. There is it's genuinely insane. I don't think anyone saw this coming over the last 24 hours. I did say there would be a shock exit, and for moments it could be Doku. It turns out it's Savinho. Well, there you go. Look, I was a little surprised by it. I saw the news last night at like 11:30 at night. Well, it was more like midnight for me. I didn't see it fresh. And so I was like, man, that kind of sucks if that happens. But now I'm conflicted. Rodrygo could be his replacement. It's a really weird one, isn't it? This has always been a transfer rumor that I've always snubbed. Like I've always said to City fans, we're linked to this guy every single summer, and I've always said, it's that fairy tale signing. It's a signing that we'll never make. It's never going to happen. That's always been like my thought on that signing. But we might as well have a look at him. He is the key talking point. He was always going to be. So let's go to last season and previous seasons to have a look at his stats. Last season he got 25 goal contributions, which is better than like all of our players last season, by the way, bar Haaland. So last season he got 25 GNA, which is not bad going, to be fair. Picked up an injury here and there and got directly left out the squad even at points. He was in the starting 11 22 times. Oh, blinking it. Let's go back. He was in the starting 11 22 times and got subbed in 8 times. So he played the bulk of the games. I feel empty about mod. MCFR, can we do a protest to get me mod back? You abused your mod, DZ3K. You have to earn it back, bro. I was streaming when I saw it because I thought we were replacing, but I'm buzzing now. Well, I know it's such a weird one. I was like, seriously? You got removed what for? He timed someone out for no reason, and I've told him, okay, if he does that again, he loses his mod. DZ3K, I told you, man. I told you. Can it... Give me a yes or no. Do you think Rodrygo will join Man City? Of course I'm going to back the move. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. 10 seconds connect. Yeah, 10 seconds too much, bro. 10 seconds too much. I told you. I told you what would happen. I absolutely told you. Hey, Buster. What's up, Kyle? And I you in the chat. Actually, no, you were here the other day. But look, yeah, we've got an absolute crazy day of transfer news to go over. So we'll hop straight over to here. So he missed a fair few games due to injury and just not being in the squad. And only got directly left out of the game once. In terms of the league, anyway. A couple more here and there. Champions League. Champions League, he was used quite actively. But yeah, missed out on a lot of football. Now then, he's not... I'm trying to find the right words for it. These aren't... we're not signing Messi here, is what I'm saying. So, anyone who thinks that might just want to, be wary. But what I will say is that 25 GNA and just going off of... last season for Vinny, he got 41 GNA. So there is a gulf in the quality, but also Vinny is very much, he's always going to get used a lot, is the gist. I'm actually so mad this happens whilst I'm away. There was nothing to do for 3 weeks. City fans saying no, they just don't even know what to say about them. These guys want us to waste our time developing Savinho. We are not a developing club. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm actually going to pull up an Instagram post done by the GOAT, Big Steve, and I think he kind of nailed it because I didn't know what to think to the move. It was before we got linked elsewhere. Here it is. So Savinho to Spurs. Have we got a winger in our sight? So is Bob now the option? Sissy Savinho. In my opinion, I'd let him go if the money was right. Great potential, but zero end product. I'm trying to find the exact thing. Basically, what someone said was, "Don't you think we should give him? Don't you think we should give him one more season to basically develop further? You know, so it's that second season thing with City. I say it all the time for wingers, give them their second season because their second season." That does tend to be when a winger cooks for City when they join the club. It's not all the time, you know. It's not all the time. Doku didn't exactly set the world on fire. Jack Grealish, I know he did very good in the treble season, but there was a big period of it where he was kind of quiet. And overall, you know, it just does. It looks suspect. Now, I think Savinho could go to Tottenham, and I think he could very well smash it because I actually think Savinho is a very good talent. I do think Savinho has got great potential. But right now, okay, if you're telling me you can snip up Rodrygo for about 100 million, okay, and get Savinho for 50 million, a guy that probably couldn't score an open goal if you gave it to him. There was probably a chance last season where he did miss an open goal, to be honest. You know, so open goal and can't score it for 50 million. To be fair, he got like 10 assists last season, Savinho. It's not all bad. Or Rodrygo, who relatively consistently cooks for Real Madrid. You know, I don't think anyone calls him bad. He's not necessarily looking for a new club. The main problem with this deal doesn't actually seem to be Real Madrid. They seem to be willing to let him go. It more seems to be the player. The player loves Real Madrid and isn't sure whether leaving is the thing he wants to do. But for me, you've got to get in his ear if I was City, because in the Club World Cup this season, he hardly played. Club World Cup, 92 minutes across the 3 games Real Madrid were in. 3 games, that's 30 minutes per match, you know. Let me explain why I think Rodrygo was so far. Liverpool, Arsenal, United, Bayern, etc. all have approached him, and nothing's happened. He's always wanted City, and the big thing is as well with Rodrygo, that spot is very much open. Okay, because left wing he doesn't really have much of a shot. Well, to be fair, he could probably give Marmoush a run for his money, but the right wing spot is very much open. Okay, I know we have Phil Foden, I know we have Shirky and whatnot who can play there, but as far as out and out wingers go, Rodrygo is what we need. Rodrygo is also versatile, as you can see. He can play off the right, play off the left, and if we needed to, he could play through the middle too. So the options there. I don't think he needs much convincing, like how he speaks about us. Yeah, I know. He said, I remember in the season they won the Champions League where they beat us tragically, thanks to this guy. You know, he said after the Liverpool game, the hardest team we played was Man City. And I know he had that interview where he was like talking about us and spoke very well of us. Now, guys, I'm very thirsty. Sorry, I should have bought a drink in. I'm gonna go get one. It's very hot today. I'm just gonna go get my drink. I'm back in a moment. Drop my headset on the floor there on accident. Now let's go on to Twitter and find the exact thing that Fabrizio put out, because Fabrizio put this out as well. I don't think he initially reported it, but I know he backed it up. So, people say no, just stupid. Sorry. We are short Doku, injury prone Marmoush, Afcon, Bob coming off broken leg, Grealish left edge very low. Yeah, that's huge. Afcon is coming. And this is the thing. This guy is available for around 100 million. And I bet you we can get him for about 80 with add-ons, to be honest. You know, Real Madrid, the big thing is here, Real Madrid are willing to let him go. That's the big thing. You know, because this would be 100 times harder if Real Madrid didn't want to lose him. But Real Madrid are willing to let him go. And it just makes sense. Like, he's a top player. Something I love about us signing Marmoush is that he was a talent that is in his prime and is at like the top of his game. Reinders as well, in his prime at the top of his game. We don't have to worry about developing them. They can just come into the team and smash it. Rodrygo is 24, not even in his prime, and he's pulling in big numbers. For me, it works. I think we should absolutely go for this. I think it's a top move. I'm going to talk about Grealish. I'm going to talk about McAtee. I'm going to talk about Savinho more. But you can't ignore Rodrygo when you see a Rodrygo move. You know, you can't just knock that or look away from that. Look at that. Is this up? Jeez, it's really not looking good, lads. It is really not looking good. Now then, I don't know why we wouldn't. It does look like we like the look of Xavi Simons, but again, and by the way, Frost, hello. Sorry that I'm not really reading comments too much. Rodrygo and Real Madrid have given the green light to City, so City had to let it wing it goes. They went Savinho since the proposal from Spurs was since last Monday, reported last Monday. Yes, Frost. On a cruise to Canary Islands, Frost. Finally, my seasickness has gone. Hey, big ups. Okay, yeah, I know. Let's just ignore. Oh, blinking heck. My apologies. Big ass. Yeah, that kid is worth ignoring. You know, sadly there isn't more news on it. This is really it. It is really just the fact that we like the look of him and he's the dream target. But I will run with that, bro. I will absolutely run with that. You know, this is an actual. I won't call him world class, but like a world class, more than potential player. Oh, definitely worth ignoring. Definitely worth ignoring. My bad. You know, I just don't know why you wouldn't. We have the money. You know, is my thing. Like, there's no way we don't have the money. You know, we pull in so much revenue. You know, we absolutely have the money, and with Savinho going, that's half the money paid for as well. You know, you suddenly got half the transfer done. I'm just going to search up something now. City will probably get 65 to 70 for Savinho. Saw Salah's penalty in my house. Big ups for us. Yeah, man, I couldn't believe that. I was shocked that Palace actually managed it. Fair play. Big ups to them. Let's have a look. So, alright. Here we go. I'm going to have a look at our expenditures and whatnot here right now. This is our expenditures. None of these are expenditures. I don't know why they're here. But apparently, according to Transfer Market, this is all including add-ons, by the way. 176 million, I believe. I don't know where they get this number from. Market value. 176 million for these players. Reinders, I think he's 27 now. I think that's wrong. 27-year-old in his prime. I know it. 24. Going into big years, but still quite young. Just proves what I'm saying about Liverpool's connect. The shambles in defence, one ball for is all it takes. They've already rejected 50, which was just the testing the waters. But yeah, City can negotiate it down to around 80 million, so you're basically paying 10. There you go. Savinho's at least going to bring you, hopefully at least 60. Including the add-ons at least and all that, bare minimum. Tottenham, the testing the waters bit, if that was 50, then we can definitely go higher. But according to this, 176 million, that's including add-ons, by the way, I believe. So let's go down. And we've bought in 33 million so far. Plus, what's his face? Kyle Walker's 5 million. Plus Savinho, that's going to be at least 60, 70 million, plus overall, revenues and whatnot as well. You're looking at a big sum of cash. Probably have more academy guys to go as well. We sold that guy to Leverkusen, we probably bought in a decent amount for him. And more academy guys will go as well. Didn't expect Ange to get sacked, TBH. I'm sure Liverpool are going to try harder than ever to win the league this season. They're absolutely going for it. That's why they got so big. I think we can do it. I think and Club World Cup money also was 30 million, by the way. So really, Club World Cup paid for let's say Ainauri. These two pay for what's his face, Shirky. 55 million on Rangers. Okay, that is essentially Savinho. Savinho's fee. So that's gone. And then City at least have 100 million of their own spending money and to dish out between what's his name? Trafford and Rodrygo. It's such an upgrade. Yeah, it is. That's the thing, yeah. I don't mind upgrading. It's a good sign when rival fans are actually scared of this one. Who's scared of Savinho? We laughed at when he's in predicted 11s. Yeah, I mean, the thing is with Savinho. Savinho is a very talented player, but he just can't finish. He genuinely cannot finish. That's his problem. And the moment he gets his shooting down, whether it's for us and whether it's for Tottenham, I think he will be an absolute baller. But what if he gets it in 5 years? What if he gets it in 2 years? For all we know, he'll get it by next year. But it's the gamble you take when you have Savinho and when you have Rodrygo, who can score and who can assist like Savinho. It's just a good move, And from a business perspective as well, we're bringing in money for him. I think this move will go through. I do think it's going to happen. Savinho is a good player, and so I can understand why Tottenham want him, And I don't think we are too bothered about selling to Tottenham either. I don't think we deem them as much of a threat. So yeah, I'm not too bothered about selling Savinho to Tottenham. We're bringing in, it looks like at least 60 million, hopefully. And that's already almost 100 million bought in terms of sales. I'm not even accounting for McAtee, by the way. McAtee pays for James Trafford. There you go. Suddenly you've got the rest, our actual transfer budget to spend on players. So that's how I'm looking at it here, Blues. Could happen for us, but the guy just can't finish for now. Fair enough then. You could argue a loan move is good for Savinho, but number one, a loan move, we're still losing a player. Number two, Tottenham won't take a loan move. And number three, again, if you're going to pose me the option of sell Savinho and get Rodrygo, it's hard to say no to. Again, I didn't want this move to happen, but Rodrygo is a top talent. Real Madrid's front three was hailed a couple years ago. It was absolutely hailed with Benzema, Vinny, and Rodrygo. It was hugely bigged up. Even when Jude Bellingham joined, the trio became Jude, Rodrygo, and Vinny. The thing is this here from Fabrizio. Real Madrid will let him leave if he wants to go, but he's currently happy at Madrid and it feels difficult to say goodbye. So we have to be very much trying to convince this guy to actually make the move happen. But for me, it's quite clear in my mind that he's not really too much in the plans of Xabi Alonso, the new coach. Okay, this guy hardly played in the Club World Cup. Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, and Vinny are the golden trio for them. It's not Rodrygo. Okay, he's been pushed out of that since Mbappe joined. That striker they've got has probably got more favour than Rodrygo right now, which makes him almost fifth choice. Okay, arguably fourth, you could argue. Maybe that academy guy's not quite there yet, but arguably fifth choice. Love the club or not, are you willing to be fifth choice, knowing your talent? Big ups to 10 people tuning in, by the way. Make sure to hit the likes. For me, it's a no-brainer for us. Rodrygo's a very good player, and I think we can offer him. It's the Premier League as well. He's going to be big there. We'll give him a good shirt number as well. Number 10's becoming available. For me, it's all lining up. I think we should absolutely go for this. I really want this to crack on. You have no idea how bad I want to refresh this tab and see just a Rodrygo post and something positive. Now then, on the Jack Grealish, here we go. We'll stop talking about him a little bit. 10 going to Turkey, so yeah. It's absolutely going to Turkey. Doc Pepe never did all this silly errors while at Barca, says he should send you packing FIFA Club World Cup. Says he should sack you. You sold coal today. Is champions. Welcome to the chat, Emmanuel Chris. This was definitely the signing Calvin was talking about, if you remember. He did say that there's more big moves on the way, didn't it? Palmer was 2 years ago. Big mistake, yeah, we all know by now. We knew 1.5 years ago. Yeah, Palmer, he was a bit of a misplay. I felt bad for Palmer. I remember saying at the time that I didn't think it was a good move for him. Didn't think he'd play a lot at Chelsea. How wrong was I? Absolutely silly take. I did quite like him though, and it was a shame to see him go, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and say I was advocating, waving my flag and saying keep Cole Palmer. I think I was just like, it's 40 million. It's not a bad fee. And it's more disappointing for Cole Palmer than it is for us. I think it was basically my stance. Remember, he said, get ready, you'll see. Yeah? Right, Palmer plays it through. I remember Palmer actually getting an assist in our treble season for Julian Alvarez against Chelsea. Looking at they're both gone now. But on Jack Grealish, here we go. Everton agreed to sign him on a loan deal from City. Verbal agreement in place on loan move until June with 50 million buy option clause. That is not mandatory. There's no way they pay for that, by the way. Grealish accepted. Everton with chances to play on a regular basis and ambitious project. So all set to sign. And look, I want Jack Grealish to have the season of his life because it will mean Everton will pay the money. I absolutely want this guy to absolutely smash it. I only want the best for Jack Grealish. I like Jack Grealish. I think he's a solid player. And I think he does offer something a little bit unique. But I don't think he offers enough to a club like Man City. But hopefully at Everton, maybe he'll have that freedom he wants to sort out Villa Park. And maybe he'll really be able to cook. But I hope he smashes it, Jack Grealish, because he's a very good footballer. He's a very, very good footballer. Imagine Grealish enters his prime, wins the league of Everton. That'd be nuts, Frost. That'd be absolutely wild. This is a superstar signing, right? Right? Oh, yeah. If you're referring to Rodrygo, then yeah. One thing Savinho scoring against us 100% shot rate, 23rd. I was actually thinking that earlier, bro. I bet you he laces his shoes extra well on that day and just absolutely smashes it. You know, watch him just score a brace. You know, something you'll never see Savinho do in a City shirt. That is at least. You know, he's absolutely just going to lock in. Who will Xavi Simons sign? Who will sign Xavi Simons? Don't know why I struggled to say that. Welcome to the chat IYABB. Simons, Man City or Chelsea? It's probably leaning more towards Chelsea. You know, to be honest, I think Chelsea probably got his favour slightly more. I think he'd obviously like our move. But yeah, it's probably got the favour a little bit more right now of yeah, he's probably got the favour a little bit more of Chelsea because they've obviously agreed personal terms and it's just coming down to a fee right now. We'll also have a look at the transfer news on James McAtee. Now then, he's given the tick and the hourglass, which means it's basically here we go. That's a here we go without his graphic being ready, you know, basically. So this is definitely going to happen. It's a fee in excess of 20 million. I saw before it was 27 million, which isn't bad. You know, it's not quite the 40 million that apparently we were hoping for, but I don't think we're ever going to get to 40 million for McAtee. He's a solid player though, and I hope he smashes it. And this is a good move for him, I feel. It's European football for him. And you look at this signing and you look at the players being sold. Blinken McAtee's bringing you in about, we'll say 25 million. And Savinho is bringing you in at least 60. That means 85 million's been made, which means Rodrygo's only going to cost you 15 mil. I feel like Chelsea will win this league this season. Of course, we will beat them once, but I expect a 4-1 loss at Stamford Bridge. Call me crazy, but I have a gut feeling it's going to happen, says IYABB. Oh, man, that would absolutely suck. I'm just going to call you Yap, if that's all right. I'm going to call you Yap. That would absolutely suck to lose 4-1 at Stamford Bridge. I don't think they will, just because of Enzo's bad rate in terms of dropping off about halfway through the season. But, I mean, if he can maintain the consistency for the whole way through, then, yeah, I think they've got a real shot. Big up anyway, all legends. See ya. Big up to you for tuning in. Watch us become Man United. Yeah, I'm all right, Frost. I'm genuinely all right. If that's our future, man, I don't even know what to think. Genuinely. If that is what's in store for us. Yeah, I'm telling you, this guy's waiting for Real Madrid. I'm absolutely telling you, this guy's waiting for Real Madrid. You heard it here first weeks ago. He is 100% waiting for Real Madrid to come get him on a free transfer next season. He won't agree a new deal. He won't sign for any other team. He'll gladly have a year off, I feel. Absolutely. Yeah, it's looking at around £30 million according to Jack Gorn. You know, so 30 million is about what we signed for Trafford, which basically pays for him. But we'll take it. We'll absolutely take it. And also, Real Madrid are hoping for 100 million euros, by the way. And so, if you're interested in what that actually is, that is 86 million pounds. That is. So again, it's looking good. I feel like even more so now. We are cooking, boys, says Hazan. But the drop off they have in December is crazy. So okay, yeah, that's the thing. If we don't win the league, I want it to be Chelsea, TBH. It probably will. As long as it's, I don't want it to be Arsenal. Never Arsenal. Wouldn't really want it to be Liverpool because I think it'd be funny to see them drop off, despite all the money they spent. Yeah, if it's anyone, it's probably Chelsea. Probably. Yeah, so £86 million for Rodrygo. It's looking like, by the way. For me, I just don't know why we wouldn't. Is my problem. Full send Elise. Big up 6RB. I'm just curious. Yeah, I mean, give Pep the best. Why not? Yeah. Yeah, we absolutely have to go all in for him, in my opinion, Rodrygo. If Real Madrid are willing to do it as well, I feel like you can convince Rodrygo himself. I feel like you can. Okay, show him what it was like in the Club World Cup. He hardly played. He hardly played for them. I'm a sir. Big ups. Thank you. Big ups to you, Yab. But thing is, we'll always talk about it, so yeah, that is the thing, you know. But I don't think there's any getting out of that, to be honest, for anyone, as long as it's not Arsenal though. Because I think Arsenal fans would like invade my dreams, with them going on about winning the league. I can't blame them, you know. Winning the league's a great feeling, and especially if you've not had it in a while. Have a look if there's any other big news. Yeah, 100 million euros. It's an interesting one for Xavi Simons. I wonder how much he'd cost, because Chelsea have been in active talks for a while now. So it is very interesting to see what happens there with Xavi Simons. He's a very good footballer. I actually do rate Xavi Simons, and I think he'll do well at Chelsea if he goes there. I think I would prefer Rodrygo, but there's no doubt in this guy's talent. He will leave. I know last season, I'm not actually 100% sure how RB Leipzig were. I just know they got absolutely stomped in the Champions League. Yeah, 11 goals, 8 assists. It's not bad. It's not a bad record. And it's the type of record you can see him going to another club and cooking elsewhere. I mean, look at this. Ankle injury as well. Still got good numbers, especially after the injury. Not a real good patch. Yeah, Arsenal drag it out for the next 50 gens, though. Yeah, but Xavi Simons is a good option too, but I just think I'd prefer Rodrygo. Also, Xavi Simons doesn't seem to have much experience playing off the right. He seems to be more of an attacking midfielder with left wing as an option too, and just a very left-sided player and somewhat striker though it seems. So for me, I'm absolutely edging it towards Rodrygo because I think the fee for the player is better. I think he is a better player, you know, and I just think he's more of what we need. So take that as you will. Who do you think will win Champions League except City? I'm quite liking how many different winners there's been recently, you know. apart from when it's a rival, and when it's Real Madrid. Just really trying to think about it. It's not easy. Arsenal, thinking heck. Please no Frost. Don't even spout such words. Tough to say. I think it's going to be a final though between Bayern Munich and Barca. There you go, and I think Barca will win. So, I'm gonna go for Barca. Barcelona. They were on a lot of people's cards last season. Didn't quite work out for them, which meant PSG had the opening. I would have loved a PSG Barca final. I think that would have been such a much better game. Just two attacking sides, all about attacking, absolutely going for it, and I just think that would be great to watch. But look, that's really the bulk of the news covered today. My Wi-Fi discombobulated. Yeah, that is really the bulk of the news. I'll have a quick scroll through Twitter, because City Extra tend to be our guys. Have a quick refresh. I don't think there's going to be anything. No news for weeks, and suddenly we get every departure and signing under the sun. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Luke's absolutely got it on nail on the head here. It's all popped up last 24 hours, hasn't it? Well, not even that. Almost it's like the last 20 hours. It's absolutely all just popped off. I think it's going to be Chelsea or Bayern. What a final! It's going to be Chelsea. Very, very shock answer, but they are just looking great so far. I hope Bayern wins there. I think that'd be a really good final too. I think Chelsea played decent football, especially when it's clicking. It's just, again, I'm worried for Chelsea in that mid-season spell where they will be in the knockout stages for the Champions League, and it could be a struggle. Also, maybe City Bayern. I just want to play a team that's actually going to attack us, okay? Even if that does mean we potentially lose by a few goals. I just think I want an entertaining end-to-end final. I think that would just be top class. I think that'd be so, so good. Personally. But look, you know what? I'm really happy with this stream. This is probably one of the most excited I've been for a transfer roundup stream in a while. There's so much news built up over the last 20 hours, and yeah, it's just got me really excited to cover this. So many signings, I think, big transfers like Xavi Simons and Rodrygo, potentially getting one of them. But also here we go with Jack Grealish on the way out, Savinho, a shock exit, and McAtee's exit finally cracking on too. So much news around the club, and I'm really excited for more. I really hope we get some big news for Rodrygo over the next days, or even Simons, man. I want one of them. We got to sign one of them. But we'll have to wait and see, Blues. Big up to everyone who tuned in. I totally agree. Chelsea can beat Liverpool 6-1, then go and lose to Burnley at home in December. Yeah, that's the thing. That is absolutely the thing with Chelsea at the moment. The moment they nail that mid-season period and actually manage to crack on, I think they could be absolutely fine. But look, big ups to everyone who tuned in. Big ups to you, Yab, a brand new viewer. You seem absolutely great, man. So big ups to you. Big ups to Frost. Big ups to Leicester City. Big ups to Hazan. Big ups to Tausif. I know he told me not to say his name. DD3K, Kyle. So many different players. So many different people in this stream today. Really, really do appreciate it. So make sure to like the stream channel already, turn the notification bell, and subscribe to the channel as we push upwards on the ladder. Big ups to you all, and I'll see you all probably tomorrow.